Now here we have the description of an abyssal plain. Now did you know that the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans are comprised at the seabed floor of abyssal plains? These abyssal plains cover more than 50% of the Earth's surface, and you can go to Wikipedia and read more of that. We know you instantaneously believe everything Wikipedia says, and I'm here to tell you you shouldn't always do that. Anyway, on Google, the term abyssal plain refers to a flat region of the ocean floor. Now again, the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans at their oceanic seabed floor are comprised of over 50% of these abyssal plains. Now if that's true, how do you get this? Now here we have the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans represented in blue on this spherical object, and they tell us that the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans are curving for almost 25,000 miles in circumference all the way around, wrapped around this spherical object. How is that possible when it is a scientific fact, not scientism, but a scientific fact, that water in volume always seeks and maintains its level, which proves that the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans are blatantly misdescribed on every model globe in existence. What is level, you might ask? Level, before your eyes, as soon as it focuses, a horizontal plane or line with respect to the distance above or below a given point. What's this? Having a flat and even surface without slopes or bumps. So please don't tell me level isn't flat. It is. Level is flat, flush, and straight, horizontal plane, having a flat and even surface without slopes or bumps. A horizontal plane. Level. And now for visual effect, we have water in volume. Notice that water in volume is very unstable. It is not malleable. It cannot be shaped like putty. This cannot be demonstrated to curve on its surface. No laboratory, no fake scientists like Neil deGrasse Tyson can show you a citation of water on its surface maintaining a fixed curve. When I say fixed curve, I do not mean the surface of water curving for a few seconds or even a minute, which they cannot do. I mean a fixed, permanent curve. They cannot do this. They cannot electrify it. They cannot use magnetic field. Nothing can curve the surface of water in an open body container. The only way you can curve water in volume is inside a curved container, like filling a balloon with water. That is the only way water can curve, when it is in volume. You see this? It is certainly unstable. That cannot be curved upon its surface. For those of you who are gonna conjure up or invoke gravity, on Google, what don't we know about gravity? The #1 hit has been replaced with this nonsense, but you can still find it in the 3 hit. Pay close attention to this one and why gravity is not a fact. What do we not know about gravity? This used to be the #1 hit when you Google what don't we know about gravity. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. And then they come with we only know how it behaves, which is assumption, supposition, and description. Okay? They don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. And then we go to the next one, which is where the truth is, where they're going to be terribly honest in a polite manner underneath why gravity is not a fact. The universal theory of gravity is often taught in schools as a fact, when in fact it is not even a good theory. First of all, no one has measured gravity. What is gravity? It is simply a religious belief that it is universal. Secondly, school textbooks routinely make false statements. Okay, so please do not tell me that the level of oceanic water, sea level, is perpendicular to gravity. It is not. Gravity would be your force, power, or thing possessing, exhibiting, present substance and form of itself. It does not exhibit present substance or form of itself, and that's why, however, if we are to be honest, we do not know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. That's because they cannot directly detect gravity itself. They cannot identify, isolate, or study gravity itself, and they will never harness gravity itself. There isn't one iota of present substance or form of gravity itself to do anything with. And that's why the universal theory of gravity is often taught in schools as a fact, when in fact it is not even a good theory. First of all, no one has measured gravity. And when they say that, they're being polite here, mind you. No one has measured gravity itself. You are not measuring gravity itself when you drop a rock in time, how fast it falls. That is an alleged effect, or result. It is not the cause. They cannot measure gravity itself because gravity itself hasn't any present substance or form to measure. It is simply a religious belief that it is universal. Secondly, school textbooks routinely make false statements. What more do you want? If gravity could do this, pull, curve, or hold down over 1 quintillion gallons of water to the outside surface of a giant ball or a giant square or anything to its outside surface, gravity itself would possess present substance and form of itself. Electricity possesses presence and substance of form of itself per current, and magnetism has present substance and form of field. We've harnessed both electricity and magnetism. They are real. We use them to serve us. If gravity were really doing this, you could never question it. It would be a fact, not a theory. Do you know how much energy alone it would take to do this every second? With a ball that's spinning faster than a bullet at the equator. The equator is your halfway mark, what they call the northern and southern hemisphere, that line in between. Right here near Brazil, they say it's spinning faster than a bullet. 1,038 miles an hour. Now, we know what centrifugal force is. It would fling all that water off. That's why they say it's flattening at the poles and widening at the equator, like a oblate spheroid pear. Now we know gravity isn't real, because if it was doing the things they say it does, we would be able to directly detect, identify, isolate, study, and harness gravity itself per current, field, wave, beam, ray, or particle on the Earth. So they make up this nonsense about LIGO having detected gravitational waves from an incident over 1 billion years ago when 2 black holes collided. And all they do for evidence is roll out an LED screen, show you an animation of 2 black holes whizzing towards each other, and there you go. The puppets, the indoctrinated, instantaneously believe, memorize, and regurgitate these lies. And it's all ridiculous, because all one has to do is examine the quality of water. There's water on its surface. When it's undisturbed, when there's no wind blowing atop or currents flowing within, water is always level. Now, if this table, 100-year-old table, wasn't standing level, then that would be sideways. Okay? You can make a makeshift level with something like this. Set it on top of something, and if the water line is straight, you know your object is level. Water cannot curve. Do you see how unstable that is? Do you know what type of force power or thing it would take to curve that for 25,000 miles? You people need to wake up. You're being deceived about where you live. You think the ground you're standing on is up in the sky whizzing around. It isn't. The sky is above you. The earth is below you. You stand on it. Now, there's no way you can get this to curve. Look what it does. It's just about the most unstable thing there is. You will never get that to curve. And if there was a force, power, or thing that were doing it, it would not be a theory. It would be a fact. It would be indisputable, irrefutable. It's a theory, and it's a dumb theory. And they admit it. Your school textbooks have routinely made false statements to you. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to send me a citation where they have curved water in volume upon its surface in a fixed state? No, you're not going to do that. If you have any grit, you'll go and Google it and you'll try to quote some nonsense that they're saying they did with a tow line tugboat nonsense. A citation would be a demonstration of them curving water upon its surface. That's what they got you thinking, that you live on a giant spinning spherical water world space ball, spinning faster than a bullet at the equator, speeding thousands of miles through an infinite and expanding vacuum universe, one absurdity after another. And it is now hilarious. Now, when you come to realize that we do not live on a globe, when you scrutinize the globe and it fails, you don't have to be a flat earther. That does not make you a flat earther. Okay? It makes you a person that understands that real science can be demonstrated, and that scientism is your endless artist renderings and conceptions and unverifiable theory that only produces more unverifiable theory. Me, myself, I don't know what the earth is. I've never seen the earth in its entirety. I can admit that because it's true. I would highly doubt that anyone on the earth knows what the earth truly is by seeing it. I don't believe they can get high enough. And that's why their rockets always do their made-up escape velocity, saving gas, following the curvature of the earth, and they never go straight up because there is a barrier up there that keeps our gas and oxygen on the earth. They want you to believe that this thing is spinning and speeding right into an infinite and expanding vacuum that never comes into contact with their alleged gas and oxygen atmospheres. That is asinine. Can you demonstrate a vacuum that can expand? Can you demonstrate a vacuum that does not require a container? Don't just tell me a vacuum is the absence of air, because you can't get that absence of air without a container to take it out of. We are taught absurdities. The school textbooks have routinely and repeatedly lied and exaggerated many things to us. So there you have it. Water, in volume, always seeks and maintains its level. And you can examine water for yourself. Please do not tell me about raindrops. That is minute amount of water, and because of water tension or the skin of the water, it will beat up like it does. But water in volume, and a cup, and a pool, and a tub, and a sink, and a pond, a lake, and an ocean, always seeks and maintains its level. That's why they call it sea level. That's why our horizon, where the sky appears to merge with the ground of the earth, it is very illusionary. I know I didn't say that right, but they call it a horizon, which is derives from horizontal. Well, there you have it. And I don't know what the Earth is, but I do know with a surety what it is not. It contradicts real science. The flat Earth will open your eyes, and you will be able to differentiate between real science and scientism. This is all backed by scientism. Oh, what's that? My 200-year-old clock. Doesn't it sound lovely? Isn't it lovely? 200 years old. Back off. Well, there you have it.